Welcome back to another live trading session. Starting with this live session for first day of the trading week and looking at potential trading opportunity in this week here. And starting with a big session. As the first day of trading week, we are looking at some potential trading opportunity. And I hope that you guys had an enjoyable weekend and we are beginning this big trading week. And I hope that you all enjoyed this live session that I'm doing every single day. As starting with this session, make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. And beginning with this session here, to look at first of all market from the multiple time frame analysis, that you will be looking at potential trading opportunity here based on the lower time frame as well as the higher time frame confirmation. And once the multiple time frame analysis is done, we will be looking at entry opportunity here in that market. So beginning with first of all here gold, and also we will be looking at dollar yen, which is having the trend, and also you can see there is a rejection on AUD USD and Euro USD. We will be looking at all of them to see where the market may be heading. So the first instrument that we are looking at here is XAUUSD, and also we are looking at to review the current calendar here. Next day, Iran nuclear talks are Thursday in Geneva as Washington awaits proposed deal from. So there are some talks coming later that also as part of the news. So here we are looking at the calendar. If you look at AUD, tomorrow there is high impact news, and also tomorrow there will be some speech coming. So AUD USD, which also potentially influencing the XAUUSD. All right, so first of all, looking at gold, that means that XAUUSD, to see that where we are looking at today the market is. And firstly, looking at here from the calendar perspective, today there isn't any high impact news, but as we are progressing towards the NY session, and also tomorrow there will be high impact news. So today is where the market potentially, as the first day of trading week, potentially preparing for a potentially bigger move that we want to see in the market. So here's what we're looking at, and looking at first of all the daily chart. Traders, here we just have secured a 300 pip trade. Probably you guys have seen that. We will be looking at that trade as well later today. Now before we go to that 300 pip trade, also first of all looking at here in this analysis. The first step here, first few minutes, we are focusing on doing the analysis, which is an inevitable part of trading. And once the analysis is done, we will be looking at entry. All right, so let's look at here. So are you ready for the analysis? Say yes if you're ready. Also make sure you like this stream, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. So looking at first of all here on the daily chart, and this daily market structure that you can see is significant. If you look at here, the daily market, welcome. And this is the daily price action from this support level here. It bounced back to the upside, right? Now, we saw that the Friday's close was a full body green candle on the daily time frame in this market, which was entirely a bullish candle. And that candle that Friday has closed has given that more confirmation for today's market potentially to be bullish. We already discussed in the weekly Forex forecast and also yesterday's watch list, as well as the trade setup video. Also have explained why we think that gold is going to bounce back to the upside, and the market has in fact done that. If you look at gold has significantly broken back to the upside with a gap open. So in the future, whenever you are looking at the market in those situations, how can you also understand that this kind of movement, this is the main goal here, so that you understand that actually how the market moves and why the market moves. So in terms of analysis, we will be looking at technical in this market. So we will be looking at the technical analysis, and along with the technical, we'll be looking at also fundamental, and also we'll be looking at sentimental, right? Sentiment analysis. So if you haven't heard of sentiment analysis, probably it's worth looking, because sentiment analysis, especially for gold and the instrument that highly news sensitive, is very important, because as a short-term trader, especially for short-term traders, sentiment analysis is very effective. For example, this session, what is going on, how the market might do, so that we have a directional bias. So the goal of analysis, especially the sentiment analysis, is to look at the trend and to see that which way the market is flowing, because the market is mainly governed by emotion, right? So most trader, it's highly emotional, the market is. So therefore, sentiment analysis will give us a directional bias, right? Now, first of all, looking at the technical, and then we will be looking at the next of the part. So the technical here, we'll be looking at the trend. So there is no question that this is an uptrending market structure. So how do you know that it's an uptrending market? If you look at here of this support, now we can see that the market here, this daily candle is quite significant. If you look at this daily price action, which has broken back below from this key level and then cross these 20 exponential moving averages, both 10 and 20, and also it has broken this key daily support level. And once it has crossed this key daily support level, the market has broken back below. It eventually entirely broken back to the upside of this daily support level with another daily candle. So, you know, the detail is very important when you're looking at the market. So if you look at these two daily candlestick pattern are crucial, because this is where there is a one daily candle has entirely crossed both 10 and 20 exponential moving averages, and the return with another daily movement followed by a narrow doji, followed by another bullish engulfer. So this is an entirely an uptrending market setup, and you have seen the market has reacted to that, and eventually this is the Friday's candlestick pattern has closed. So all these confluences telling us that from technical perspective, XAUUSD is bullish, right? And now, because XAUUSD is bullish from the technical setup, and you look at the weekly also as well bullish. Now going to the lower time frame, that means that in this lower time frame here there is a entirely a stronger breakout to the upside here in this market. And with this, if you look at with this inverted head and shoulder from the daily, it entirely broken back to the upside here in this market. And that is where, as the market has entirely broken back to the upside here, it is maintaining that uptrend, and that uptrend now continuing. So you are looking at now the lower time frame. We have seen that this is the daily low, today's low. The market still did not test the daily low, and 4-hour candle closed the previous session with a bullish rejection. What you could see here, that if you look at after this 4-hour candle close, the market again breaking below, we might see the market to eventually retest this support here. And from that support level, if you look at here to this key area of value, which is an important level, and with this support level here, daily gap open, and off the daily gap open, the market has made its move back to the upside, and you have seen the prices test now. Initially has tested and move back again. So from the technical, we can see the price respecting this support. Now at the moment, as the market has initially broken back to the upside of this support, this is where there is an imbalance here now. And if the market breaks below, because there is today's low is here, look at the daily, yeah, this is the today's low, and we will be looking for the market to here come down to this bullish 15 minutes bullish fair value gap, and that's what we will be looking for, potential entry to the upside for the technical reason. Now we will be looking at also that we discuss about, if you look at this analysis. Where's the text? Okay. We also will be looking at the fundamental as well as the sentiment analysis. So sentiment, if we look at the sentiment analysis, now sentiment is that what is the buyers and sellers emotion at the moment in the market. And if you look at that currently, if you look at the overall, the geopolitical situation is that there is a potential for quite a few okay, so here is some of the high impact news that we can see. If you look at this is the first news that you can see here. This is sentimentally bullish for gold, right? So we are looking at the overall sentiment in the market. Now there is also another rare correlation that we can see that I would like to look at also in DXY. Guys, this is rare, okay? We'll be discussing looking at that, because when you look at a market like that, that's an absolutely important to look at, and this rarely happens. We are looking at that. So are you looking at that? Okay, so the previous session on DXY, if you look at, here is the previous session, a 4-hour bullish engulfer has formed in this area. Right, so on DXY, which was this 4-hour bullish engulfer was a liquidity sweep, right? Which is a stronger liquidity grab from this support level on DXY. And with this 4-hour bullish engulfer, the previous session that has made on DXY, this is the 4-hour bullish engulfer that has also component of stronger liquidity. How do you know that? If you look at the previous session's low, it entirely crossed that low and then closed back as a full body green candle, which is a bullish engulfer from DXY. Now looking at the gold here, XAUUSD, which is also printed a bullish candle, which is, I wouldn't say it's a bullish engulfer, but it's a full body. If you look at the top, it didn't left any wick at the top, so it is a bullish candle close on the 4-hour time frame. And with this bullish candlestick pattern close in both, usually there should be moving in a cross manner, right? So if you look at the DXY going up, XAUUSD should be bearish. Now we can see that both of them moving in the same direction. Now this happens rarely. It happens in the past few times. Okay, so if you look at, let me tell you when it happens. If you review, you'll see that exactly. You know, I remember doing the live session during this candlestick pattern. It happened to one. So when did this candlestick pattern form? Do you remember? Are you trading for a long time, or share how long you are trading? So if you look at this monthly pin bar, it was basically an unusual move back to the upside and immediately closed back down with a pin bar. So that candlestick pattern formed during that time period. And this pin bar is, if you look at that one, this is the monthly, so it's on 1st of March 2022. Let's look at the DXY during that time, how the candlestick pattern form. So March 2022, yeah, here is, if you look at, this is March 2022, right? So both of them, a bullish price action has formed on the XOI and in XAUUSD. Now if you look at the next month, which is on April 2022, on XAUUSD, it's bearish. If you look at here, in gold, in DXY, it is bullish. Big bull candle, right? Significant bull candle, while XAUUSD was bearish, and followed by significantly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, quite a few months of a strong drop, entirely broken this support level here. So that means here the same situation that you can see currently. If you look at the daily and the lower time frame on XAUUSD, that you can see currently gold and DXY, both of them currently going bullish, that you can see here. This is also, now this happens in those issues, so this is signaling that potentially there will be a bubble. So you see that both of them gonna aggressively go up, and one of them will eventually start to reverse again, while the other one will continue. Now for us at the moment, we are looking to see that which one in fact to trade at the moment. So if you look at on XAUUSD, as we are trading on gold, which is at the moment showing that there is eventually an uptrend. Now there is a reason, if you guys looked at the reason, okay, so again we're going to the referring to the geopolitical, and if there is anything uncertain happen, as a safe haven, gold and dollar index both started to become bullish. So therefore at the moment, so it's from the sentiment that we have discussed, that is uptrend on XAUUSD, while also we can see that on XAUUSD also and dollar index, both of them showing potentially bullish. So we have seen the technical as well as the sentimental and also the fundamental. We can see that gold is showing bullish price action. That means any break of key support level, we are looking at entry. Now we had our previous trade that we have opened during the in that area in London session time. We had two trades, one this way and the other one upside. So looking at the trade that we have opened, which was nearly to 300 pip. So here is, if you look at the break below, and the market has, this is where the support was tested. And this is the trade also have been shared in the group. For those who are in the premium group, you could see that trade. If you look at, this is a key support level, and of this key support level, the market has broken back below, tested that low, and then rejected back to the upside with a stronger momentum. I missed the trade. Okay, so it's basically, look, if you miss the trade, that's fine, because There will be more trade coming, but it's a part of trading, you know. Sometimes you might be missing. The best way is not to experience that FOMO. But here is mostly for learning. A support broken, we saw that there was a rejection and we have opened that entry of that rejection. I hold that trade for the full 300 pip. Now, this is the same move. The key here is to, this is where the trade was open after this break below. Now, if you look at the past, here is the support. The market has rejected off this support level to the upside, and we have seen the market has again dropped down back below to that support where there is a liquidity sweep. And the market has got that rejection back above here. And if you look at where the key support, and the market has broken that key support and rejected back to the upside, that means the buyers is still active in the market and they're waiting for break of support anytime for going long. And here is the overall movement, that if you look at from this support, there was entirely a break from this support level, and the market has tested this low, rejected back to the upside, pullback, where the market is maintaining that series of higher high and higher low, which is in an uptrending market. And because the market is in that uptrend, we are looking at the price action to show up and then to reverse again back to the upside here in that market. So therefore, looking at the price action to break this support, coming down, and then to eventually bounce back to the upside. And once we see that the market has penetrated back below, we are looking for an entry for another move here in this market. So breaking below, if you look at here, this is the 30 minutes and the lower 15 minutes price action where there is an significant amount of imbalance. That means that there is a breakout and it has not been tested, which is the bullish fair value gap. Now fair value gap is important because this is where the market is in an imbalance. That means it has not been tested or balanced by where the buyer's gone by a seller. So there is a higher possibility that if the market dropped to those levels, we might see the buyers again coming in the market to test that low. One hour candle close, if you look at, also from this level, the market dropped to that support level, didn't break that low, and we might see the market to eventually retest and then to return again back to the upside here in this market. So with the head and shoulder, now the price slowly trying to break that low here, and this is the recent level of support. And with that recent level of support, they're expecting the market to break further lower shadow here, and then to return again back above to the upside to create a new higher high. If you look at here, series of higher low, we might see now potential rejection of this level. The strategy you use found strategy you found by you, or have you learned from somewhere? All the strategy that I use is all observed and tested, back tested. So how the strategy that I have developed, that I use, and also fully automated also some of the strategies, probably you can implement the same method. This is how the best way to find out a strategy is. You see that you can replay the chart. Okay, so whenever you have time, either in gold or euro dollar, or even in the BTC USD or anything that you want to trade, you can just go back in time, not in real back in time. Okay, in the chart you can go back to the time, and then take random trades without having any specific entry criteria. So you can just look at the chart and try to find out which way you should be trading that specific price action. And if you do that quite a few trades, you need to do it quite a few trades, just replay the chart, take the trade, and see how it goes. Of course, your risk reward keep decent, more than one, and then you can note that down. If you do that few times, you start to see some trades in the chart. Okay, so you could see that probably the market is testing 20 exponential, moving is crossing back below, closing as a bullish engulfer. That might be catching your eyes, and then you can start to test those trades. So if I give an example, let's say 30 minutes chart, I'm going back in time like that, and then take the replay tool. Okay, now if I look at this market that I'm replaying the chart, okay, so here probably I can look at this criteria where the market pull back after a break below, pull back to the 10 exponential. You can find any criteria, and then opening the position, keeping the stop loss above this high, and then you can keep 2 to 1, 3 to 1, or even 1 to 1, but you need to record it on a spreadsheet, and then you can take trades like that whenever the market is going to the 10 exponential moving averages, breaking below with a bearish engulfer in a downtrend. Probably you can open position like that. This is one just simple criteria as an example. And then if you do it an extended number of trades, you start to see that actually, in fact, you will be able to see the strategy, and you can set the rules. Then you can add many other confluences: Bollinger Band, bullish engulfer, bearish engulfer, and you can add other confluences along with also you can use the fundamental and technical that we discuss, the sentiment analysis, to find out that overall win rate or the risk reward for each trade will give you a clear understanding of how to trade in those situations. And I hope that really, and that's how you can develop any strategy. And then you can automate that too, right? You can automate that strategy based on the rules that you set yourself. Because to find the rule, first of all, you need to backtest it. That's the pre-criteria. And you can backtest it by replaying the chart over and over again. And then you can set it up for yourself for an extended time. I hope that makes sense to you. And then you can look at in the real chart to find out those trades when the market is running. And you can, because once you see that, okay, if you see that the win rate, when you take a lot of demo trade like that, you start to see and believe on your strategy that this strategy works. And I have seen that. Therefore, in the live market, it will give you more confidence on opening those trades, taking those trades with risk management. And of course, you need to define your risk for each trade when you are doing the backtesting. It's the simplest way you can develop any strategy. The strategy that you need to have doesn't have to have a complex tool, guys. This is the key. Right? What you need is trend, which is very important to look at. You are trading with the trend, and understanding trend is very important. This is one edge, and then look for the price action confirmation, and then wait for the market to give you the entry, and then you can automate it many ways, right? So this is what also we have automated with, even with the signal as well. So it gives me additional edge, so I have better understanding of I should be taking this trade or no, with directly entry and stop loss as well. So you can automate your strategy once you set it up, once you have all the rules set, and you can backtest any strategy the similar way. Okay, now here is what we are looking at. The market is little sideways, which is we are looking to see that NY session coming. And with the upcoming NY session, expecting the market to eventually drop further down, testing the low, and then to bounce off this level. If you look at here, you can see the price is testing the lower shadow. There's quite a few long week rejection of this support level. Okay, so we are looking at now break of this support, and once we see the market has broken that support entirely, we will be looking for that entry. Here, quite a few long wick candlestick pattern that you can see on the lower time frame on gold. And as we have opened our previous position of this level, and the market might now eventually drop down to this high area of value. And once the market drop to that high area of value, this is where we are looking at another entry here in this market. So we're looking gold from current level, bearish or bullish. The gold is bullish, that we can see at the moment, and we are looking at from the current level. That means that from the key level, looking for the bullish setup here in this market. And if you look at from this support level, this is where there is a breakout, and with that breakout the market is on a pullback, and with this pullback here, that the market to eventually break the key level. And that's what we are looking at in this market, for the price to penetrate back below, breaking that low, and then to reverse again back to the upside here in this market. And you want to see the market eventually break that low. By the way, traders, if you're enjoying the live session, make sure you give a thumbs up, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day. Also, you can stay connected by joining the Telegram. You can find link below this video for more updated education as well as analysis. Thank you. Nearest support level, now this is the current support level at 5143, but you want to see the market has extended beyond that support, because this is where there is an order block, and we see that this is the 5-minute chart on gold and form a head and shoulder. So we might see that the market to break that low, and there is a fair value gap also, you can see here in that area. And once the market break this fair value gap, coming to that zone where the price have not been tested before, we are looking at in that area for that entry. All right, so a little bit of patience needed, right? As the first day of trading week, key here is to look for high probability setup. And we had a previous day also trade. Today also in the premium group we had one trade, looking for high probability entry once the market managed to break entirely this support level here. So let's have a little bit of music up, and then we will be looking at an entry. Pretty exciting day as the first day of trading week. Here's the head and shoulder, and you want to see the market to break that low in that direction. A bit of lower volume, which is basically higher volume in music, right? But that's gonna potentially change as coming up in few minutes, the session opening, and I really look for the best trade. If you look at in this entire move, right, we had two trades earlier, one in this move, the other one in this move, and the trade that I have opened here exactly from that level is the one that has in fact moved more than 300 pips. And trading with the trend is the key, guys. This is what I always emphasize on. You won't be able to win all trade unless you have a different strategy. That some of the trade that I hedge, right? So if you look at the trade was sent out, because this is where you'll see how the first trade hit the stop loss, but that was a smaller one. But the bigger one is the one that has also, this is the re-entry, and it is entirely moved exactly to the profit target. And this is along the way when the trade has updated. And when you look at the entry from those levels, the best approach is what I call the set and forget strategy, right? Because there is a tendency to modify the trade along the way. And I was like holding the trade along the way fully to develop its full potential. Because when you see that a trade working in your favor, you'll see the market more often will go in your favor when you enter in the right time. And when the market was slowing down here, okay, breaking below, as we have bought as we have entered from the key level where in the past the market had rejection of this key support level, when the market has broken back below here, we know that there is a higher chance that this market to eventually bounce back to the upside. And when you have that entry, which you really want to see the market is going, the next is holding on to that for its full move. And the market along the way, you see there are a couple of times the prices reverse. That looks like the market will break again, but eventually it moved to that direction, because there will be breakup structure when you see that a trend is going. And breakup structure is in fact a preparation for further move in the direction of the trend. Okay, so that being said, if we look at here with this head and shoulder on gold on the 5-minute chart, we see the market is eventually breaking that key support level, breaking that low. And with that break of this low, here the price action is showing that pattern. And this is what we want to see the market to break this support and then to give us that possible entry. And we want to enter from the key level. Current key level is 55143. Not only that, but also you want to see the market has tested those key levels with a larger ATR candlestick pattern. It's the first day of trading week. So you see that some of the news here. Here it's back. Okay, so it's a great time to trade, isn't it? Okay, now would like to post a poll as we are going towards the NY opening. Here in this area, it's rejecting, but I wouldn't enter yet until we see that support has been tested. By the way, I'm posting a poll. What is your view on gold today? And interestingly, 95% of the time, poll has come out to be correct. So what's your view on XAUUSD? That means on gold, that I have posted a poll here that you can share your thought. And if you look at, if you cast a vote, you'll see that over 90%, 95% of the time, the poll has come out to be almost correct. So if you want to know what most want to know, so make sure you cast a vote in the poll to see that where it's heading. Another doji. 5 minutes, another doji. Now this is, you see, back to back two dojis, and this kind of market, neither bullish nor bearish. Sometimes it's very, very, very confusing to enter in those situations, right? Because you see that back to back three candlestick pattern in the same row. So it's a one candle range. And worst thing that you can do is to enter in a ranging market, because if you enter in a ranging market, you're gonna basically, it's not gonna move anywhere. Finding a trend is, that's why it's so important, because the market trend only 30% of the time, 70% of the time it just move in a sideways. I would say that 80% of the time the market move in a sideways. So that's why it's so essential that always wait for the market to show a trending direction. It's still in a narrow range here. So here it's slowly, so breaking out of the trend line. And if the market entirely break below 5143, we are looking at this market to reverse back again, expecting, because there is a wider fair value gap, and that wider fair value gap is essential to look at. So with a couple of dodges, the market slowly breaking below. This is what you want to see, that entirely broken below, and then to react to that level for us to be able to find an entry. And we can see the market slowly showing that that pattern. All right, coming down. I'm ready for an entry, not yet, but preparing for an entry. And by the way, traders, if you're also ready for a potential entry, make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so you are not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day. With a narrow doji here in that area, they're expecting the market to here show a reaction, and there is a break below here. So we'll be looking to see if we can find potential. I think if you look at the previous hour, it's a full rejection from this resistance line, and because it's a full rejection of this resistance line, we may see the market to reverse again back from this level. And the pin bar is getting the rejection. And with a couple of long week candlestick pattern, if you look at after break of this low, it formed that pin bar. Now we may be able to find an entry on because there is a rejection. So now the price may try to go back to this resistance line where there is a 4-hour resistance line, and it's already so the imbalance here in this area, if you look at it, already tested the lower shadow. So we are looking at now for a possible uptrend continuation. And here I'm looking at for an entry after an initial pullback. Okay, here I'm looking at traders an entry for this potential move with absolutely strict risk management. You wanna, here is 107 pip stop loss. We'll be targeting 2 TP, the first one to the same level as this 4-hour. And here we see there is a liquidity grab on the 5-minute chart. If you look at this candlestick, and here is the liquidity grab, here is the liquidity grab. So two potential liquidity grab can give an upside bias, but at the same time it's a fully risk managed trade, so there will be stop loss and there is fully risk management. So therefore it's essential that you place the stop loss accordingly and not more than risk that you can afford to invest. And so place place that here for this potential move back to the upside. Here's looking at in this market. and you see some upside bias, and I am on the trade running this buy trade for a potential breakout. All right, cool. On the trade, running it, and depending on how the market is showing up, we'll be either running or we'll be taking profit along the way, and if needed anytime we can re-enter. But at the moment I'm running in and we want to see that it's going back to the direction of the trend. My entry little late, but it's fine. I've entered at 5153.03, which is now 43 pip profit running, and looking for another move back to the upside here. Anytime I might be closing because I want to, this is a very short move. 48 pip, 49 pip, 50 pip. And I'm taking that profit now with 50 pip. I've taken that profit now. Enjoyed that trade? Say yes if you enjoyed. And you can look for another one. Then you in the market will give abundant trade, right? There's a lot. Hi coach, is there the trade you have earlier? Is that what you call London breakout? Yeah, the previous one was London breakout. This one is NY breakout. You can see the NY session coming in 20 minutes. So this is the breakout with the sessions volume. Thank you. Yep. You wanna see some nice trade. Two of them today. Both of them has given proper move. I take 51 pip. Have we got more? I think you guys get more because the market is pushing in that direction. The goal here is to enter proper risk management and taking the trade in the direction of the trend. it's moving in that direction. It's making it way back to the upside here, and we might see that continuation. Now if you look at the pool, it's also shows that bullish. All right, so you can see the market has in fact moved significantly to the upside here from the level that we have bought. And if you look at the trading plan, and that's why you say that plan your trade and trade your plan, and both of them, right? How do you plan your trade and trade your plan? This is the key. Well done, well done. Do you show any analysis, your thought process on every trade? Yes, absolutely. That's what the main goal. Just taking a trade and it's not gonna make much difference, right? Can be winner, can be loser. Most of the time we win, but sometimes we lose. But the goal here is you to have that education, that learning, that process of analysis, so that you can implement that knowledge is power, right? To any instrument that you want to trade. Right? You can trade on BTC USD, you can trade on gold, and you can trade on euro dollar, in anything. So if you look at here on this, if you are following along this session from a bit earlier, we had a plan. So the first step is to make a plan. It doesn't have to be a complex plan, right? Remember, anything that you will do has to have a plan. Sometimes it's called the definiteness of purpose, right? So a weaker plan with definiteness of purpose can overcome a strong plan without definiteness of purpose. This is another subject, right? But the reason I'm taking is because of the plan is essential. So if you look at this plan here, when we started to trade, we had a plan that we want to see the market breaking below, creating a false breakout or retesting that support, and then going long. Now, the market will never give you exactly the same setup you are looking for. Okay, so, but similar kind of situation is where you need to consider. Thanks for clarifying. I completely agree. Taking a blind trade is not long-term sustainable. Getting an education and knowledge is very important. Yes, guys, this is nice trade. Thank you. Essential, right? Because when you are watching this live session, you take something home from here, and that is the logic behind the trade. So for the education, do I sign up to your VIP group? What is your success rate? And typically, what is your risk to reward? Okay, so first of all, for the education, You can sign up to the VIP if you want to get access to all my exclusive tools currently open, or you can learn from here freely. But if you are coming to the academy where you can find some of my exclusive tools, that is available for you, and it's nothing in comparison with the value that it brings. Secondly is what is success rate? We have a journal that regularly updated, and if you guys look at the top, you can see this is the trade alert that I'm sending in the group. Also, we have our automated system that I'm trading, which is the separate results, because the reason we have two systems is because of the one is the core educational trading, where you will be learning to trade, you will be learning the strategy, you will be learning the foundation, and at the same time, once you master all of that, also you have the automated system trading, where you can even trade on demo to see how it works. And typically, what's your risk reward ratio you aim for? Okay, so risk reward is variable. My main goal, my main intention is to keep the win rate is high, and this is proven, right? You see that trading education, guys, the right trading machine is not available. So let me tell you guys, if you are a beginner trader, then don't go for bigger risk reward. It doesn't work. Have you ever been able to maintain a very high risk reward in the beginning of your trading career? No, it's impossible. High risk reward works only for the institutional traders. I'm telling you the truth. High risk reward work only for the institutional trader. Why? Because the institutional trader doesn't trade their own money. There are two categories of trading. Institutional trader trade like a job. You go to the 9 to 5, all right? You go in the morning, you check in the morning, and you come 5 o'clock. So it's a 9 to 5. And whatever you are doing, you don't have any emotional attachment to it in terms of the task that you are doing. The institutional trader trade that way. They go in the 8 o'clock, sit on the desk until 5 o'clock and come out. So this is how, not all, but this is the process. That means it's a job for them. So because they have a job, they cannot deviate from the strategy, from the settings, no matter how emotional it is. An institutional trader trade like a number, but retail trader, it's difficult because you're trading your own money. It has an emotion to it, and it's hard to take a lot of losing trade for a big win unless you become very experienced to it. So in the beginning, the main goal here that I maintain is a high win rate. So you are not giving away like few losing trade, not in a row. If you have maintained a high win rate, then you stay motivated for trading more. But risk management is the core. Okay, here is the core. It doesn't matter, okay, if your risk reward is variable, guys, this is the key. The matter is how much you're risking, or what is your risk management plan. Are you hedging? We have a hedging strategy. That's also one way to do the risk management. Are you trading on a large account? Then what kind of risk you are taking? Because trading in a 100K account and trading in a 1K account, risk management can be different. Or maybe you're trading on a $100 account. That risk management also different, right? If you're trading on a $100 account, probably 0.5% risk doesn't make anything. You might need to increase the risk a little bit, right? While you are trading on a 100K account, I would say that even you can trade on 0.25% risk, or even a 0.1% risk, depending on your trading capital. So the risk management also varies based on your strategy, everything is subjected to change based on your other parameters that you need to set up. There's no wrong way or right way to do that, as long as you have understand that how it will work. All right, so now therefore does it comes with cost to join? Does it comes with cost to join? Yes, you can join there and you can access everything. Everything is included in the subscription program. Okay, so now looking at here, we are seeing that the market is breaking off this resistance line here, which is the 4-hour resistance line. If you look at from here, breaking back to the upside in that area, and we are looking at from this support. If you look at the 15 minutes, it's a very narrow doji, which eventually could reverse back to the upside again. And this is what we are looking at here for another entry as soon as we find that suitable price action confirmation. As with this inverted head and shoulder on the 1-minute chart, it managed to break out. We could see that continuation here again. And we are looking for this market now. If you look at the calendar, and is there any news? I can use what it says. It's not in. Okay, now hello, welcome back to the live session. I hope that many of you already have joined here. Now we are looking at again calendar. Tomorrow is coming on AUD, CPI, which is 3 important news: CPI, treatment CPI, and also tomorrow there will be speech from Trump. What's gonna coming up during that time? The market even become pretty volatile. Are you on buy trade? We closed the trade. So we closed the buy trade, which has reached the profit, and we are looking for further entry shortly after. Now there is a session open coming. If you look at the 1 hour, this is the second trade of today. Thanks. Does your VIP group have a support line where you can ask trade help question? I might have. Oh, doesn't. So with the VIP group, you have full access to the website dashboard. That means a student dashboard where all the materials, that means courses, tools, tab, everything you can access from there. Also, you have the private Telegram group where regularly every single day I'm sharing the watch list, trade alert, and also trade breakdown that I'm opening in the Telegram group, in the premium group. So you can join there. Also, there's a chat group where you can ask questions if you have any. And yeah, absolutely, you can access all of them by being a lifetime member, which is now it's the price of a lunch. Okay, so if you have a lunch, single lunch, similar like that. What's the tool? Do you have VIP group? So I have robot. Okay, so the trade that I'm trading, the strategy that I'm trading, also available on robot. It's up to you, either you want to use or no, but I have all my tools, indicators, and all my strategy now in a robot format. So I do trade both because it's 2026 and I want to trade when I am at sleep. So the robots are fully risk managed, and so that when I'm at sleep, I'm not missing the trade. So they have verified results that I'm sharing with some of the premium members. So for those who are in the premium group, can access my trading robots that I'm trading. Let's check. There is robot, right? So this is basically that one, gold scalping entry. Look at here. This is specially designed for trading gold. There's some update coming on the website text. Like sometimes the text formation little different, but everything that currently available. It's exclusive for the members. Basically anything that I'm using, I'm updating, also I'm sharing in the group. Here's what we are looking at in this area. The market has broken back to the upside and pull back, and we could see the market to continue to rise here. Okay, so you can find all those links in your student dashboard. Once you join, you can log into the student dashboard and you can find every details, every links, or directly once you join, you can chat with the admin for your tools and indicators and robots that available. Okay, now here is XAUUSD. We are looking at gold, what you are looking at for the market to show up. And from the 4 hour, if you look at, here is the 4 hour time frame with this support level, stronger movement from the 4 hour, and if you look at from this support, it bounced back to the upside here, and with that bounce we might see the market now to continue to trend here back above to create a new higher high. Here's a bullish engulfer which is showing that the market to, we might see here now, if you look at the 1 hour, it formed a bullish engulfer like. So if you look at this is the 1 hour bullish engulfer followed by another narrower 1 hour candle just has opened, and that might now bring the market back above. If the market breaks below again, that's gonna be a really good entry again from that support. So you have two trades now. If you look at, one is in London session breakout of this support level from this level, and which is reached that 300 pip that during the London session that we have opened. This is another trade. Now we have just secured here with this support level, also few hundred pip that you can see from this level. Now with multiple rejection, the market has moved back here, and this is what we are looking at this point in time, from this support level to pull back deeply and then to give us another entry here in this market. Now with this, if you look at from this level, the market again, there is a rejection back below, and that is where the market is breaking that low, and we might see the price to eventually coming down here to test that rejection below. Okay, so can you tell how many trades you took today and how many TP you got? So today we had 2 trades, and both of them, today 3 trades, one in the beginning. So on gold, we have 3 trades today on XAUUSD. 2 of them went to the profit target, one was a stop loss. The stop loss was pretty smaller. Now looking for more later. This is on manual entry, and on the robot usually we hedge most of the trades. Now here is, if you look at from this high here, it's coming further down which is here is the long doji, which is an order block, and of this order block the price potentially coming down further, and we could see the market to eventually bounce back off this level here. It's an entire drop that you can see. Now with the head and shoulder, you can see the market has entirely broken below here, which is coming down potentially to the further lower side here in that area. And that drop that you can see now could be further significant here to the support level. Can you tell how many trades? Okay, so you looked at, we had May market drop from current level. From the current level, we see that there is a deeper pullback here at the moment. And if you look at from this high here, okay, so this is 15 minutes market structure. There is a potential for deeper pullback because after breaking this resistance line, the price started to break that support, and we could see the market to eventually trend back down below here to the support level. And here is the trend line that you can see. The market may break that low and could eventually bounce back to the upside here in that market. So here is the resistance. The price may eventually drop down for a deeper pullback because the previous swing low is 5145 or 46 level, and the previous one is 5145 or 46 level. We could see the market to eventually now deepen further, and that's where we could see the market to bounce off this level. It's where you can see the market showing up. Here's the long wick, pretty long wick doji that you can see on the lower time frame. The market has shown that there is a significant long wick, and we could see that the market to eventually break out further, and here is what we could see the market to trend, and we might see that continuation back above. With this break below from the if you look at the first 15 minutes, there has been significant drop from this resistance that you can see, and the market will sell off a while to take out liquidity before moving back for buy. Yes, this is what the market is currently at. If you look at, there is a stronger breakout now. It has done now significant pullback. So this pullback that you can see is eventually gaining momentum for another move. But the only thing that I'm looking at here, if you look at, there was a sharp rejection. So when you see that, let's say one big green candle followed by straight another big red candle, it's a sharp drop, and followed by, if you look at that, another big green candle and a straight drop. So back to back two drop here has given this market a very stronger, what I'd say, that rejection of this higher price, and therefore the market may feel further back below. Okay, so if you look at, it may deepen further back below. There is a liquidity sweep and the market may trend back here. And so this is where the 30 minutes candle also closing in that area. The market will, yeah, this is what. And also if you look at the news, here is so there isn't any significant change in the technical, right? So if you look at here and with the fundamental and also the news, so therefore the market is trading based on what we have seen so far. And as we discussed in the beginning of the session, we have, if you guys looked at, and guys and girls, for those who are watching the live session, in the beginning of this session, we have discussed about the technical and sentiment as well as the fundamental. So the purpose of this analysis is to make a plan to enter, and we have traded according to the plan. Now the sentiment on gold at the moment is bullish. If you look at that, there is quite a few event potentially coming, and that is bringing that market eventually in a higher possibility. And here is, if you look at that support, where from this support you see the moved, and now because the market is coming down, and you know that technically, fundamentally, as well as sentimentally, gold is bullish. Therefore, any break below can give us that potential entry. And it's now potentially breaking the previous support level here. And if it is breaking the previous support level, so what you want to see the market to show up. And with now the NY session begins, at the beginning of the NY session, throughout the NY session also I'll be trading, and also we are running a couple of trades in our also the automated system, which eventually could give us more entry later. And I would like to take few more positions later today, while also observing the price action for other instruments. If you look at the DXY here, interestingly, DXY and gold moving in the same direction. Again, if you look at the 4-hour candlestick pattern on DXY, and also if you look at the 4-hour on gold now, with the bearish move on gold this session, also we can see that from this top it's coming back below. The previous session, DXY has printed a bullish engulfer. And if you look at that, the previous session, the reason we are looking at DXY is very important to look at that overall picture in the market. And here is what we are looking at. You see, this is a support, and also the support here. And with this support, where the market may breaking back to the upside. Now, if you look at that move on DXY, the previous session, that 4-hour bullish engulfer, and XAUUSD also showing that here 4-hour, the previous session was a bullish candlestick pattern. So therefore, in this area here, this is a liquidity zone here. And from that liquidity zone, the market may eventually break back to the upside here. All right, so it's a crucial zone that we are looking for more entry later today. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this session. And with that session, if you enjoy, make sure you give a thumbs up. And also don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more updated education as well as analysis that I'm posting every day. That being said, thanks for joining here. And I'm almost nearing to the end of this session, but not end of this trade. So if you are joining, make sure also you check your email for the entry, login detail, and for accessing the group link and all the links that you need to access the academy. It was a great session with all of you. Thanks for joining here, and I'll see you again very soon. And by the way, also stay connected by joining the Telegram. You can find link below this video, and also I'm sharing that link here with you to get access to that. Thank you. And join the Telegram, and I'll see you there again. You're entering buy. This is where the market has broken that low. It's, if anyone entering, definitely it's a buy area, but it could still be downside even. That's why I'm not entering yet. But in case if you are entering in any strategy, then I would say that potential buy area, not a sell area. But if it deepen little further, that's a high probability trade setup come in play. Another successful session, and I'll see you again tomorrow trading live, and also we'll be trading tomorrow's session with when the Trump will speak tomorrow, so the market might have also volatility along with the CPI coming later. That being said, traders, thank you very much, and I'll see you again very soon trading live. Until that, stay well, stay happy.